Hey, who'd you talk to? What's going on? It is me. It's me. It's Mike Lepre, King Mike L. This is Legit Fantasy Football brought to you by legitpodcast.com. You could also check us out at https://legitpodcast.airtime.pro. Okay, it is April 10th, 2022. I had to change this color. It's starting to freak me out now with my head. Making me feel like my head's turning different colors. I'm a little late today, running late. As you do. But it's only 11:07, so let's get into it. Joining me as always, Brother Ray. What's up, Brother Ray?
Happy Palm Sunday to all our fellow Catholics out there.
Oh, that's right. Today's Palm Sunday. I'm going to give somebody smack them upside the palm everybody, or just go over and grab little people by the heads. Ray, that reminds me of really quick. You as a little kid had a incredible head of curly hair, and everyone wanted to touch your head. Is that true?
Yeah, I had the true ABA afro in my younger days. As you can see, that's not the case anymore. But I used to get that a lot, and I wasn't really happy about it. I'll be honest.
I remember in a Newport Creamery one time, you going off like as a teenager about how people, when they see you, they got to pat your head. Like, why do they got to touch your head? It's stuck with me my whole life. Other things that stick with me, Ray, my whole life. Mastradamus, what's going up, Matt? How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's good to be with the brothers. Happy Palm Sunday. Lord! Right on time.
Nice.
Right on time. Blessed. Speaking about the Lord, right? Speaking about being blessed, take a moment to talk about young 24-year-old Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah.
Who, it's crazy because I don't want to bring it to cards, but I have one of his best cards, 4 out of 5. And this kid right here was pulling for him to have a successful year. I was saying I was excited about his future with Pittsburgh. And he probably would have been the front runner for the job, having had the time in the system.
Yeah, it would have been him.
We got to see a young man's life get cut short in a horrible fashion, getting out of the car as we all have on the highway and getting hit by a dump truck. I think that today, when we reflect upon the life of a young man who we're all probably double the age of him, boy, life is short, and boy, are we blessed for today.
Well, here's the thing. So, this is always what happens to me when there's like a tragedy with somebody that's famous, right? I swear to you, this is exactly how I go through it. First, I go, that's awful for him, for his family. I just feel awful for him. And then I think about that whole butterfly effect. Like, because he was drafted by X, he ended up getting cut and going to, Z. Like, that was the way his path of his life went. It went a different way than he planned, and it ended up with him being there, which is awful. But then on the flip side, then I start to say to myself, do you know how many other people that we don't know or just normal people have awful stuff like that happen to them every day? Like, Facebook itself has become lately, like, and I call it the obituaries. Whenever I go on Facebook, everyone's dead, everyone's dying. It's crazy. So, Brother Ray, how did you feel about Dwayne? Because I think he had a shot here in Pittsburgh. Even though I ragged on him, I do think he had the opening role to take in Pittsburgh. Even Roethlisberger said it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt. I mean, his only competition was Mitch Trubisky. And ironically, they were all in Florida working out with the wide receivers and tight ends. So he was on his way to practice. And unfortunately, what happened, one of the tight ends that was working out with him was actually with him on his deathbed in the hospital. And he, on Twitter, was amazed at how Dwayne was just asking about everybody else. Even though he was dying, he was making sure everybody else was okay. And when he came out at Ohio State, that his last year there was one of the best years of any quarterback ever play at Ohio State. And he was a leader. He was a great kid. So this is a tragedy. But I will say, on Twitter yesterday, seeing remarks from certain pundits, Adam Schefter being one, Gil Brandt being the other. When someone this young dies, we need to honor him and honor his family and realize that his family is grieving, instead of saying this person failed at his first stop. This person didn't live up to his draft. Like, that should not be in anybody's mouth, should not be on anybody's Twitter feed. So that is one thing that really upsets me about the world that we live in right now.
Is that what they wrote?
Yeah, Gil Brandt made a really tasteless comment. He did apologize afterwards, but I won't even repeat it. If you guys want to go check it out, check it out. But and Adam Schefter made it a point to point out that, he failed at his first stop in Washington, which should not be what anyone is talking about on the day that a 24-year-old dies.
Which is so crazy, right? Because you don't give all the due to the quarterback for the wins. And there was a lot of problems in Washington when he was there that you can't really just base on him. And that just goes to show, like, I'm in the middle of it right now. We everybody's got something going on, but I have it in my close internal circle where we have somebody that's not doing so well, and I'm seeing people almost like kind of laugh while they're down. It's very telling of that person when you're not going, I'm going to help you up. If you're not doing that, or you're not trying to pat someone in the back and tell them today's a bad day, but it will get better. And, you have to put on your best suit and best attitude and best foot forward, because we're going to be given days like this. But it's a testament to us, not a time to take a shot at somebody who didn't succeed in NFL. We got thousands and thousands of great athletes that have come through the door and not done well.
He made a bunch of money. I think he's pretty successful in my book. Second of all, Matt, what I do agree with you is on this. I make a point out of getting in touch with people that maybe need to have someone reach out to them. I don't call people that I know are all set and celebrating to celebrate with them. I mean, I'm being dead honest. Like my phone time is minimal. My ability to reach out, and be social is minimal. But I keep it personal, and I keep it with people like Boom Boom, like Ray Boom Boom. He lost both his parents from November to January. So the only one he knows that has lost both parents is me. So I just reach out all the time out of nowhere. And he did it to me last night at 3:00. He's like, "We should write songs. Let's write a bunch of songs, me and you, because we were the ones that used to write mainly the SOC tunes." I'm like, "I'll do it with you. Like, I'll help the kid out, because you know what I mean. It's always good to help somebody out." All right. Secondly, what Gil Brandt said. Obviously, Gil Brandt did not know the circumstances of how he died, right? Because Gil Brandt was on the impression that Dwayne kind of snapped and was jogging down the highway. Because not take anything away from what he said, and he said, and I'll say it, right, because this will get us that people understand what we're talking about. He was a guy that was living to be dead. It was always something with him. Maybe if he stayed in school a year, he wouldn't do silly things like jogging on the highway. That's what he said in not the Twitter, the tweet, but the actual interview. So obviously he thinks he's jogging down the highway, but either way, right? Even if he's jogging down the highway with a sign that says "hit me," you still don't say that he was a guy living to be dead. Like everyone's living eventually to be dead there, Gil. But the way you put it is like a dick, pretty much. It's a dick.
He, at his age, Gil Brandt, should not be joking about anybody passing away.
No.
Okay? He should not be. And, I mean, I'm sorry, but, let's say it. He was, great executive in the league for many years, good draft evaluator, but he is irrelevant right now.
Oh yeah, touch. How old is he, Ray? He's 90 years old. So when you turn 90, you technically move into the same condo with Death. Like Death is one of your condo mates. Like you're there, just so you know, right? Death lives. Death has the condo right near the pool. The community pool. All right. Anyways, so guys, in football, swirling around. Ray, what have you been looking at? Let me ask you this first. What have you been looking at? What have you been paying attention to lately with the NFL?
Basically, I have there's two things I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about a prospect today, and we can talk about this now, but I wanted to talk about the Atlanta Falcons. I am very, very interested in what that team's going to look like this year. I think that Arthur Smith may be onto something and that they could be a breakout team this year. Keep in mind, they were not a bad team last year. They did not make the playoffs.
No, they were like, yeah, they were always close.
Played a lot of teams tight. They had a very innovative offense. Matt Ryan was not at the top of his game, I think we could all admit. And I think he limited that offense. I think this year, I don't know. Like, I think they could be a team that could surprise. I look at Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota going there could be the sleeper in all of fantasy football next year.
He's just got to deal. He's just got to manage that team. Pick up some first downs with his feet. Just basically manage it.
He's going to a team where he knows the offense. He was with Arthur Smith for many years in Tennessee, so he knows the offense. He can run. He's also spent a couple of years behind Gruden, and yeah, he didn't play, but just being in that mindset, because Gruden's an excellent quarterback coach. Say what you want about John, he's an excellent quarterback coach, and the Raiders
keep him. Is Olave part of Atlanta, or is he a Tampa Bay Buck?
Say that again.
The wide receiver who came from Ohio State, Dwayne Haskins used to throw to. His name is like Alguave, Oligave, Alguave.
Are you talking about?
He could be a Falcon. If he is a Falcon, that's what I'm wondering, because them losing Russell Gage to the Bucks is huge, huge. Who is going to be the outside presence to relieve pressure off of Kyle Pitts?
They're gonna draft the guy. Is what they're gonna do.
I like this team. I like the way it's put together. I love what they did last year. I think Mariota could be the sleeper this year because he's walking into an ideal situation. Again, we talk about people that don't have success early on and then everybody writes them off. He has everything you would want out of a starting quarterback in that offense. With his legs, the arm strength, his decision-making is not that bad. He's been good in spurts, so I'll be interested. I think that's an interesting storyline as we look at the offseason.
Matty, the wide good.
When I look at the Falcons and I think of Marcus Mariota with Matt Ryan with this team, it makes perfect sense to me because Marcus Mariota makes them intermediately and middle strong, where Matt Ryan is more on the outside and the opposite of where the strengths of this team lie. This is perfect for Marcus. And he is. And he should be starting quarterback in this league. Out of college and what he's done in this league, he's very good.
The wide receivers for the Falcons are pretty rough, in my humblest opinion. It's Christian Blake, Demary Bird, Frank Darby, Chad Hansen, Darrell Hodge, Cordell Patterson, more running back, Calvin Ridley, Tajay Sharp, Auden Tate, and Austin Trammell. And then, Olamide Zacchaeus.
Olamide is a sleeper. And don't forget, Kyle Pitts is not your traditional tight end. They're going to line him up outside like Calvin Johnson. They're going to move him all over the formation. Now you have a threat of a running quarterback to go, with Patterson coming out of the backfield. They could do some scary things. And again, he's familiar with the offense. So he's walking into an ideal situation, I think.
And you know who was there with them?
All you really need is one more outlet there because you got Cordell Patterson and Pitts. That's two. If you can develop any one of those guys into just something that can make, a mark in the defense, then you're onto something.
All right, but you know what I think they did really smart too, though, is did you see who their backup quarterback is? It's Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen is a guy that I would love to do like a special report on the way his career has gone, because it's like what?
He's a psycho. He said he was going to win more Super Bowls than Tom Brady. That kid is absolutely where he needs to be for a reason.
He ended up on team after the first team drafted him. They just gave Cardinals. I guess gave up on him when they got Murray.
He is a dickhead.
But wait, he went to the Dolphins, right? He lasted like a millisecond.
Yeah, not even a year.
He just goes places where rookies take him over, and he's only been in the league for like 3 or 4 years. So what do you go with Josh Rosen as backup?
King?
Yeah.
The biggest difference between the best quarterback in the NFL and the 31st isn't much, but if these guys can get out of their own way, and that's really what it is with a lot of these people, their own ego. And I swear, when I say he's a dick, it's he's a dick. He got drafted, first overall by Arizona, wasn't it? Arizona, first overall, and it was for a reason.
He was in the first
I don't
round.
think he was first. Yeah,
he's in the first round.
Yeah.
Are you sure he wasn't first overall?
No.
Look that up.
No, he
might have been.
No, I know he wasn't. Not in that draft class.
First quarterback?
Yeah.
He was selected 10th.
10th.
And who was above him?
Oh, that's a bunch. There's 2 or 3 quarterbacks, I think, the one before him.
What was that, 2017, 2016?
Yeah, Baker Mayfield went before him. Sam Darnold went before him.
Yep.
Josh Allen went before him.
Yep.
And keep in mind, what really made him drop was that his team would not vouch for him. UCLA would not vouch for Josh Rosen. That's how much they disliked him at UCLA.
Wow. Wow, that's by the way, that's a horrible endorsement.
Imagine trying to produce with an asshole every day. It would make your life miserable. So that's why he's probably got short stints everywhere. Dude's a douche.
I think some of us have had similar times in our life where we had to deal with somebody that was such a douche we didn't know what to do with ourselves.
I don't know. I'm pretty short when it comes to, if this isn't going to work, we make sure real quick. I've always been that route.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you can't, there's certain people you can't knock out. You're not allowed to touch. So, Raymond, I want to, it's almost at the halfway point of the 24-minute mark, 20-minute mark on the show. I want to do our quick mock draft again. You are going to be the Dolphins, Matt. You will be the Patriots. I will be the New York Football Giants. Now, it's changed due to when all the new free agency that was signed. Plus, I don't know if you guys have been studying up on your teams. I guess this is going to show who's been actually paying attention. But I've been listening to the Giants chatter, like who they're thinking of taking. You know what I mean? So I'm on with this. You guys ready to do this? Here we go. First round. Giants are up at 5. So off the board goes Thibodeau. Wow. At 1. Malik Willis at 2. Trayvon Walker at 3. Aiden Hutchinson at 4. So left on the board is Evan Neal and Equano. Hamilton and Ahmad Gardner. So the Ravens are offering this 14th, 45th, and 128.
No way.
And they're offering. So I am going to take that trade and trade down because right now the New York Football Giants do not have the cap space to sign 2 guys in the top 10 by knocking that pick, either the 14th pick. Now I still go and I take Equano at the 7. All right, I'm back up at 14. What's up, Ray?
I love Hamilton. I think they would take Hamilton at that spot. I think he's one of the best players in the entire draft.
I agree, but he is. Listen to me. Shane is going to go. He's going to trade back and go tackle with the other pick. He's going to take care of what we have to take care of, and then he's going to trade back because we don't have the cap space. That's what the big thing with the Giants. So now this one I can go back from the 14th and the 81st to all these. I pick up 1, 2, 3, and then so I pick up 3 extra. I don't want it. And 23, 25. No, I'm not going to take it, Ray. Now, I would think the Giants would go. Here they would go Jermaine Johnson, maybe. They would go Karlaftis. I know that, right? I know they like Jr. out of LSU, and I know they love Devin Lloyd, the linebacker out of Utah. What do you think about the Giants, Ray, before I make this?
I would say there's 2 really good players there in Linderbaum, who may be the best offensive lineman in the draft, regardless of position, and Lloyd, who I know a lot of teams are targeting because he's the best coverage linebacker in the entire draft.
All right, so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go with Linderbaum because now I just solidified an offensive line, I hope. Maddie, you're up. One trade offer for you is to go trade out. I got to mute Matt. You trade out of the 21 and the 127 for the 37 and 68. I don't think that's worth it at all. And then this one's not worth it at all because it's the second pick next year. So, Matt, you're up at 21.
Like Brother Ray said, if Devin Lloyd is there, they're taking him actually what the Patriots lack, coverage line. And they actually lack linebackers just in general.
All right. I just took them for you.
Okay, fine. I don't see them defense.
Say again.
I don't see them going with a wide-out situation. I see them going with defense. They have too many holes.
I agree. They would have took. I think they would have took him there. Honestly. All right. So Matt, I'm gonna just mute you for a second because you're listening to the show and I can hear it as I come back on myself. Ray, the Giants are back at 36. Perion Winfrey would probably be the pick here, just because of I think how good he is. Although they do need a safety, and Brisker is definitely worth the pick. So, what do you think?
It depends. I mean, if they're going to stay with their running back position, I do like Walker there. I mean, Walker is a sneaky pick there. The other guy I really like, though they'd have to wait a year for him to come back, is Ojabo from Michigan. Yeah. And that might be a something because they have plenty of picks. So you basically develop him for a year. He's a first-round pick. Like he's like a top 15 pick if he's healthy and didn't tear his Achilles. You put him as a bookend. But what they have now, that might be an interesting.
Azeez Ojulari, yeah, but I think you could wait on edge. Like Drake Jackson might still be there, and I think that if you pass up on one of these 2 tackles, DTs, or especially the safety, I think I'm going to go with the safety because we're going to need one to pair up with Xavier McKinney, and Brisker's the perfect guy. So here we are back at 45. I'm going to reject that. Now I can take Ray. Chad Muma, a linebacker from Wyoming, or I can take Perion Winfrey still there, Drake Jackson still there, and Kenneth Walker the third is still there. I think they're going to go edge right here, Ray. That's my intuition with the Giants, right? They're going to address edge, and I think Drake Jackson will be the guy they took. All right, next pick coming up. Maddie, you're at 54 the New England Patriots. Let me
Well, we've done this a few times, and my picks have changed because the Patriots have done things in the offseason to adjust how they're going to draft. They grabbed the which I know that they love. And they also grabbed Jabril Peppers. So that is going to take care of the safety position that they desperately need. So it's going to take care of the receiver that they desperately need. But I could see them going for a wide receiver here. Oh my! If Mekhi, the wide receiver, he's got a relationship with Mac Jones. They're taking
him, Mechie.
Yep.
All right.
That's the wide receiver that they're tied to right about now.
The Giants again. This would be actually a decent trade, but I've had it with the Browns. Now, Ray, As a Giants fan, in the third round, Alex Pierce there, Christian Watson there, and you get the edge of Myji Sanders. You also have a guard who might start immediately in this Smith. And we need a cornerback like Kyler Gordon. But Ray, Isaiah Spiller right here, would that not be the pick? Would not be the smart pick in the third round to get a guy like that goes straight up the middle?
The guy I was going to talk about today is Alec Pierce. So if I'm on the board, he's the guy that I take. I actually think the Patriots are going to target him as well. We'll go into his breakdown later, but think Cooper Kupp. He is an identical clone to Cooper Kupp, 6'3", 211, 4.33 speed, special teams player, great blocker. This guy averaged 18 yards a catch at Cincinnati. This guy is going to be the best wide receiver in the draft. Write it down right now. He's a Cooper Kupp clone.
If that's the truth, if he's a great run blocker, that's exactly the Patriots need, because Devontae Parker is not the best at run blocking. So if that's what Bill likes. He wants wide receiver get involved into the run heavily. So,
all right. So, as the Giants, I'm going to take in that position. We probably wouldn't take Alex Pierce or Christian Watson. We're probably not up to speed with that. I'm going to go with Isaiah Spiller. I just got a weird feeling with the Giants in the chat. I've heard about them with him. I'm back up at 81, Ray. I'm going to take Nick Bonito, edge. Matt, you are now up at the 85 pick. Sorry, let me unmute you. Bang. 85th pick, Matt.
Okay. Well, it's weird because they desperately need linebackers and they desperately need corners. But if we got Lloyd,
Quay Walker,
huh?
I take Quay Walker.
I was liking that too, but if we got a linebacker in round one, it might be Kobe Bryant here, and they desperately need corners, or else Cam Taylor-Britt from Nebraska, who had a stout defense this year. You probably see them go corner here.
All right, Kobe Bryant.
They need bodies at corner, yes.
All right.
Malcolm Bradler might not make the team. He hasn't played, and they're just trying to grasp at straws with Malcolm as well.
Matt, your voice keeps doubling up because I think you listen to us on the radio. Every time you say something, I hear you say two words. Ray, you're up for the first time in this whole draft, Ray. You're at 102, and they're offering you the 110, and that which doesn't work for us because we're not here next year. So you're at the 102, Ray.
Yeah, I would. I would definitely. I mean, they're looking linebacker for sure. They may sign Reuben Foster with his off-field issues. Supposedly he's back healthy and he's turned his life around. If they sign him, then they'll probably go in another direction. If I'm looking at this right now, I probably have to say they would take Clark from LSU.
All right. Was that the first pick you guys made?
That's the first. Yeah, that'll be their first pick.
All right. Giants are back up. We need a wide receiver. So is Calvin Austin that much better than Robinson or Shakir? Right?
I'd say he is. But Robinson is also a stud as well in a really good conference. So I would go with Austin, though.
All right, Giants take that wide receiver there. They're going to take a tight end next. Ray, Dolphins are up at 125.
Yeah, 125. At this point, I mean, defensive tackle, offensive tackle. But I think, Robinson, too, is intriguing there. But I'd have to probably go with Jones from Southern Utah.
Giants back up at 128. We're offered to drop to 130 and pick up 231, which we would accept. Now we're at 128, I guess. Zachary Carter looks there, or taking a chance on one of these edges. Ray looks good there.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, like they're going to have specific scouting. Like I would even take, the edge from Penn State, because on the other side, he had a star there. So those guys get overlooked.
Matt, you're up 130. I can hear myself again.
I'd love to hear you. I
Lower
need
the
to hear
radio.
you, Bubble. I'll tell you what, right? Arkansas had a knockout defense, and if I can get defensive tackle John Ridgway at this point in this draft, I'll do that. But at the same time, Robinson from Kentucky is a nice prospect. Kentucky had a damn good offense and defense this year. And you know what? As much as Jabril
Peppers.
is a very good name, and he's a good
Phenomenal.
knife. I would probably go with JT Woods here. Just a little bit of youth on the safety end, and kind of get him behind Pep and an old Gordy, and pair him up with Doug up, 5-6 years.
Ray, the Giants take punter Ariza.
Yeah, again, we talked about him 2 weeks ago.
And you know what? Remember I asked you, I gotta mute Matt. Matt, it's so loud I can't even explain it to you. It's like such feedback. Ray, we talked about it last week, and the thing was, I asked you if he kicked field goals, and you're like, yeah, I think he did. And then I looked it up. The dude knocks him in all the time. He can be your field goal kicker, your kickoff guy, and your punter.
Yeah, as an emergency, he will be, but his big value right now is punting and kickoffs.
I know, but he hit like over 450-yard field goals.
He's got a strong leg.
This guy could take up 3 potential spots in a weird way. You might need that Matt Barr type kicker that's going to finesse the little short ones, but then he can come in to do the long kicks, the punts, the kickoffs.
Well, he's a gunner too.
Yeah,
he's a kicker/gunner, so he can cover kicks.
Crazy.
He can sneak on fourth down. He's got a lot of skills.
Matty, you're up next at 158, and the guy I thought you should have waited for at safety was Smoke Monday from Auburn. First of all, him and Sauce need to go to the same team, so you sign Sauce and Smoke. But Smoke Monday, I think, is moving up the boards a lot quicker than this shows. So who do you got, Matt, at 158 now? Oh, did I mute Matt? And that's
I think he's muted.
Sorry, Matt. Let's restart now. Nope. Now. Wait, let me do it. I can't.
Guy's still muted.
I'm trying to unmute him. I think you're muted on your side, Matt. There you go.
If they don't get a chance at the safety from Baylor in the last pick, and Smoke is still there, I would love to see a reversal pick. Get the wide receiver for Kentucky, maybe attack another lead. Get Smoke here. I would love to see Smoke right here.
So who are you taking at 158?
What is it? I'd take Smoke.
You're going to double up on safety.
Like I said, if they could, yeah.
Matt, pick 170.
I would go. Let's go with Jamari Slayer from Georgia. Why not? They need to replace all the guards they lost in the offseason.
Giants take Michael Wright, cornerback. Now I pick 182. I'm going to tell you they're going to come back with Grant Calcaterra, I believe, tight end. Matt, you're up at 200.
Let's go with Marcus Jones, corner from Houston. Why not?
All right. And here's the end of the draft coming up. Hopefully it doesn't just stop on us. Oh, no, Matt, you're up at 210. I'm sorry.
210, yeah.
What?
I could see taking Ellis Brooks here, linebacker from Penn State.
You can't go wrong with a linebacker from Penn State. Ray, 224.
Linebacker U once upon a time. Yeah, I think they go Mauga from USC, linebacker.
All right, but that other punter, Kamara, is someone that can also he just get picked.
We just signed Morstead, so they're not going to be drafting a punter of the Dolphins.
All right, Patriots 231, Matt.
231, but let's comment how we just passed 199. The reason why you have Tom Brady being so scorched earth, the NFL has passed him over 5 times over and over and over again by now. The best player in NFL history, 199. So right here, we're going to take King Michael cannot stand me talking about Tom Brady. Hates
You're not the only one, by the way.
Logan Bruss, offensive tackle from Wisconsin.
All right. So then up last would be, I believe, Ray, you're at 247.
Yeah, I mean, here I'd probably have to say they're going to go Luke Wattenberg from Washington. They need interior.
Ray, why would they not take the quarterback from Brown down the street?
Yeah.
All right, Luke Wattenberg. And then there we are, 262. It's over. Let's go over the draft. Ray, you ended up with 4 selections. Now, tell me, in your honest opinion, did you make the team better, much better, or like, wow, what a draft? You get Damon Clark. Yeah. This is what he says.
Yeah, with their picks, I mean, they need someone on the inside. They need an inside linebacker. So he's a thumper, so he'll fit. Again, they pretty much this year's draft, they traded their picks to get the players that they have right now. So I can't be disappointed with that, especially since they really boned up for 2023, where they have 2 first-round picks, 2 seconds, 2 thirds. So they'll be back drafting players next year.
Who will start though? Who's gonna contribute from this group?
Clark would start, or he would at least contribute. He'd be on playing special teams. He'll be in there as a nickel, but he's really a thumper, so he could start because they really don't have that thumper right now on that defense.
And the other 3, would they make it?
Maruga may have a chance. Wattenberg may have a chance. Jones, again, will probably be depth. Again, you only have 4 picks, so you're not going to, the chances that you're going to get 4 starters out of that is kind of slim.
All right, Matt, I'm going to unmute you, and we're going to review the Patriots picks. So, Matt, you ended up with, now, Ray, you can lean in on this one too. Devin Lloyd, John Mechie, Kobe Bryant, JT Woods, Smoke Monday, Jamari Sailor, Marcus Jones, Ellis Brooks, and Logan Bruss. How many starters are there, Matt, in your opinion?
Well, keep in mind the two safeties in a row, propping if they think that they can get smoked in the next round, they don't take JT Woods right there. They probably go with a wideout right there. I do see the Patriots grabbing 2 wideouts in this draft, although they could use more offensive linemen. Like, don't get me twisted. I think early on, you could see them make a trade, multiply their picks and attack offense and help because let's not, they did okay protecting Mac Jones last year, but not to the point where we thought it was exceptional or up to par. So they could go for line help. They need help everywhere. So I like Devin Lloyd. If they get Devin Lloyd, starter, they want it. If they get Mechie, starter also. Kobe Bryant will probably be a starter, maybe as nickel to start out, or maybe even on the outside because of the thinness of the roster. So JT Woods, he could also be a starter day one, just because of the fact that, well, I don't know about starter. They'd probably mingle him in there with Duggar and then but they also got Peppers, so the room's kind of full there. So in that sense, I could see them go somewhere else because, like I said, before I made that pick, I said they've already attacked rooms of area that they need in the offseason. So they might not even draft a safety. They might go offensive line here. But if they could get a JT Woods or a Smoke right around this area, I believe they're going to do that. And they're going to go offensive. I see that Marcus Jones, but I could see them also, like I did with Kobe Bryant, attacking corner early and often.
Ray, do you see any starters on this team?
Yeah, I mean, I think Lloyd is a starter from day one. I mean, there's no doubt he's a great coverage linebacker. Bill will take advantage of that. He'll have him in nickel situations, playing the tight end, covering the running backs, and even wide receivers. He's that good. I do like Mechie. I think Mechie, again, you look at what he's playing behind over there. A lot of these guys aren't looked at because they're not starting, but look at the guys he's playing behind at Alabama. You know, like they have number one draft picks every year at that position. Smoke Monday, I like as an interior box guy. He's not the best in coverage. In fact, he plays in a tough conference, and he's in a lot of highlight videos for other really good wide receivers that kind of have burned him. But he's a great box guy, and he has versatility, which is what Bill will like with Smoke Monday. That's what he likes in these defensive players. But I think, and Brian, I think that was a really good defense. Cincinnati had a really good defense. They were one of the best teams in the nation. So, I think he'll come in. He's a press guy. That's what Bill likes. He's going to try and hold you. So I think there's at least 3 guys that'll start, and I think Smoke has a chance.
All right, let's move to the New York Giants in my draft. We got Ekwonu, Linderbaum, Brisker, Drake Jackson, Isaiah Spiller, Nick Bonito, Calvin Austin III, Jesse Luketa, Matt Areza, Michael Wright, and then Grant Calcaterra. So right away, Ekwonu will be the right tackle. Linderbaum will be the starting center. Those 2 will start immediately. Jaquan Brisker should be the other safety opposite Xavier McKinney. Smoke Monday is actually a great pair for McKinney because McKinney is more of a coverage safety. So, but here I would take Brisker, who will start. Then Drake Jackson and Nick Bonito both have chances of getting playing time early and often with the new defense installed and our lack of having anybody anywhere. Isaiah Spiller might be the sneaky pick because Saquon might be gone, and then here you are with get a number one back early. And then the punter we needed took a gamble on a cornerback late and took another wide receiver, Calvin Austin, just because we got a lot of free agency money in wide receivers. So if we cut one, we're going to want a youngster. So, Ray, I'm being honest. I think I see 1, 2, 3, possibly at least 4 starters and 2 or 3 people that play immediately, but but more in a rotation. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think the guys you mentioned, the first 3 picks for sure. I think they start from day one. I think Jackson has a chance. Spiller definitely could be a starter. At the very least, they will sprinkle him in there. He's not a speed guy. I mean, he is fast, but he's big. He's got a good size.
That's what they want.
So that's what they need. The punter will start from day one. I don't think there's any doubt there, and he will be a weapon. We've talked about him. And the tight end that they took from SMU that you picked, he's just got to hit the weight room. That's the deal with him. He's really, I don't think he's ready to start now because he's really, he needs to bulk up to, prepare for the NFL game.
Yeah, he's 6'3", 241.
Yeah, he's not.
The ability to box out defenders on the outside. His catch radius is really good. He's really fun, but he's not ready to block. But overall, Ray, by trading down that one spot, getting that Linderbaum out of the top 10, the Giants would have more cap space. Like the Giants have to trade out of the top 10 with one of the picks, with where we are right now, financially. Like it's a guarantee that we have to, because we would not be able to. We didn't allocate enough money. We didn't release Dory Jackson. We were just restructured. We can't trade Bradbury. So I think they're going to front load that too, which is something we didn't want to do. But we don't have enough money to sign the draft picks if they're both in the top 10.
Linderbaum is the best lineman.
Can we get the King's comment on the Eagles, Dale?
All right. Wait, hold on one second, though. What were you going to say before that?
Now, just saying that Linderbaum's the best offensive lineman in the draft, regardless of position.
All right. So Eagles trade Saints. Okay. Let's go over. I'll review it. Let me get this off first. Where are we? Eagles with the thing. What was the exact trade? All right.
Traded the first this year.
Saints get the Eagles number 16 pick this year, the number 19 pick this year, and the number 194 pick this year. The Eagles get back the 18 pick, number 101, number 237, and next year's first and second.
It's huge.
I guess, dude, but I don't really think that's that big deal for the Eagles. Like, in other words, why wouldn't they just stay at 16 and 19 or maybe move up and get somebody to help block?
Because this is my look at it. That's really potent. They spread the wealth from the first. They got, 3 first-round picks this year. Now they got down to 2, which is great. They spread one of their first. Yeah.
They're down to 1. They traded 2 first-round draft picks.
Yeah. For next year. They're doing it for next year, guys, because if Hurts craps out this year, they're doing the same thing the Dolphins are doing with Tua. If Hurts craps out this year, they'll have 2 number 1 picks next year, 2 number 2s. They will have the ammo to move up in a much better draft class next year for quarterback than this year.
Yep.
That's why they did it.
Yep. No, I get it. I'm not a big fan of it right now. It is what it is. Obviously some people like it. That's not a trade for me.
How are you not a fan, right, of making your first round pick translate to next year, transform it to next year, right, in a better draft, and getting a second and a third pick out of thin air?
But they gave up their 2 first-round picks this year. The Eagles are not that bad. The defense is healthy. The line is good. The problem with the Eagles is like little offensive line things, little fixes. Like, they have pieces in place. So to be like planning for next year, it's like, what are you doing? You got to win every goddamn year. Every year you should be planning to win technically, even if you technically do half and half. They make dumb moves. Just because they get more picks doesn't make sense.
In defense, though, King, they've looked at the board. So they know what the board's going to be in that first 20 picks. So they've made the assumption, hey, next year's picks are much valuable than the 2 picks we're going to have in the top 20 this year, especially with the quarterback class being better next year. So they're looking ahead, and I think they're being smart.
But what they're doing is they're not giving respect to the quarterback. That's why they're doing this. If they were sold on the quarterback, Ray, they would take the 16th and 18th pick and go get another guard. There's going to be a guard out there. There'll be somebody to help them on a wide receiver. You know what I mean? Build around it.
It's having flexibility for the future. You know, if Hurts is a star next year and develops, then guess what? They'll use those multiple picks on linemen, on other skilled people, and maybe their defense. So why not be smart about it? I think it was a great trade.
All right, so here's what I want to talk about real quick in the last 10 minutes of this stretch. We've all been football fans. I would say it's like my entire life. But, you know, I've always just been a football fan. Give me one player that you guys have absolutely hated to watch play your entire career. Like someone that just every time you saw him, that was the guy you hated the most. And it can't be Tom Brady. So I already know who mine is, but Ray, I'll give you for a shot if you'd like. Give me a player you hated, and why did you hate him?
Thurman Thomas.
Why?
Do I have to say anything else?
Yeah, but tell me why. What did he do? What was it about him watching him that made you mad?
He was arrogant. He thought he was the star of that team, and we all know that Jim Kelly and Bruce Smith were the star of that unbelievable Bills team in the 90s that always beat the Dolphins. They beat up everybody in the AFC East. I mean, don't get me wrong, talented player, could run, could catch the ball, but he was cocky. He thought he was always mad that Barry Sanders was thought of as being better than him.
Yeah.
And we know Barry was better.
Yeah.
When he came to the Dolphins, he was an absolute clown show. I mean, this is the guy that couldn't come in the game, in a game that they lost in the Super Bowl because he couldn't find his helmet. So that's all I have to say about Thurman Thomas. But he was cocky. He was arrogant. I respected Bruce Smith because he was a great player, and I respected the heck out of Jim Kelly because he wasn't an arrogant fool. Hated Thurman Thomas.
It's awesome. Matt, you're up.
You know, there's a lot of people that I don't like in NFL history. One of them is Brett Favre.
Just pick one. Just focus on one. Tell me why you hate him.
If there was one and one that I hated like the most,
yeah.
I don't know. I would have to say Shannon Sharpe and Ray Lewis tied, but I would have to one, and it's both of them. They're tied for one.
Why?
Lewis, because he just thinks when he's talking, he's unbelievable, and his words are coming place that isn't right here. He's absolutely out of his mind. And I don't like him.
All right. You got like a Max Headroom thing going on. All right. So we're going to say, Ray, you got Thurman Thomas. Matt's in there with Shannon Sharpe / Ray Lewis. By far, Desean Jackson. I hate Desean Jackson so much that's a guy that I'm telling you, if I ever meet him, we're gonna have words. We're gonna have to have words. I hated that guy so much. Like that punt return that he pulled on the Giants was one of the worst feelings I've ever had watching a sport, especially when he didn't go in the end zone. He just ran the 10-yard line and then went in. If I was on the Giants, see, this is where I guess why I never made it to anything like this. Because if I would have saw somebody do that to my team and then celebrate like that and then go in the end zone, I'm not stopping. I didn't hear the whistle. I'm hitting this sumbitch from behind so hard, I'm knocking his helmet off his head. Like, you know what I mean? It reminded me of almost like when Terrell Owens went to the Cowboy Star. You know what I mean? To let everybody know. And they get to a fight. But like his cockiness was so much. And he was just never as good as he thought he was. He was the epitome of what I can't stand in the NFL, was when a little guy gets in there and they're all like, oh, no, he's so fast, he'll make up for it. Yeah, until he gets hit. Until somebody hits him square and the guy's done. But I hate Desean Jackson. Like, I really, genuinely hate Desean Jackson. That's my guy. Like, that's great. Do you like Desean Jackson?
I mean, his attitude, I don't like. I don't like the shenanigans near the goal line, but he's one of the best deep wide receivers to ever play that I've seen play. I mean, at 160 pounds coming out of college, Jerry Rice was banging the table for this guy because he saw the God-given ability. You can say what you want, but he's still playing in the league. You know, he's still around. His talent's undeniable, but yeah, I don't like his attitude.
But let me ask you this then. I like Thurman Thomas's attitude better, and I think Thurman Thomas is a Hall of Famer and a phenomenal running back. And then Matt just named a Hall of Fame tight end and a Hall of Fame middle linebacker. I'm mentioning Desean Jackson. You know what Hall of Fame he's going to? None. He's not going to the Hall of Fame. There's no way. So that's why I dislike him, I think, the most. Because he's nowhere near as good as he claims he is, Desean Jackson. I can't stand that. Now, because we got 5 minutes left, Ray, I want to ask this one question. Where are the Dolphins going to finish in the league, in the division, right now, off the top of your head?
I'll tell you right now, I think they're going to be battling for the division. I really do.
With who? Buffalo and who? With Buffalo and New England? I think
With Buffalo and New England, I think it's a three-way race, and the Jets are just going to be fodder for everybody else, unfortunately, for Jets fans.
All right, Matt, what do you think? Where your Patriots going to end up?
It's a 2-horse race.
Yeah? Which 2 horses?
Will be behind the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, so you think it's going to be the Dolphins and the wait a minute. And the who?
The Miami Dolphins will be the fastest team in the league. They have everything they need to attack every level of defense is what you need in an offense. And Waddle is now going to become the most threatening to number 2. Now you have Tyreek Hill, any spot of the field, Mike Gesicki, Isaiah, Preston Williams, all these names are now going to be able to flourish. And then you have the defense of the Miami Dolphins, the running game. I don't think Buffalo has the team Miami does.
So wait, what 2 horses? You're saying Buffalo and Miami?
I don't know if Buffalo will be able to keep up with Miami. I really don't.
So wait, where are the Patriots going to end up though?
Patriots are going to be right around 500.
500? All right. Let's see. For me, with the Giants, so here's the thing. Here's what I honestly think. If they're healthy and they get 1 or 2 bodies for the offensive line, and they get 1 body, maybe 2 for the defense, with Martindale as the defensive coordinator, and allowing Daniel to have his weapons, and if those fucking guys can stay healthy, and you can see those Kadarius Toney on this field at the same time as Golladay and Shepard, if we have all those guys going, the East is not a tough division to win. Like, I'm at a point where I'm going to tell you Giants are going to come in second because that division is unpredictable as of now, right? In my opinion, I don't think you can predict it till after the draft. But I think the Giants, if they make the right moves, why can't they hang with Washington? They'll hang with Philly. They'll hang with Dallas. So I'm going to tell you the Giants come in second right now. They might be like a 9-8 team, something like that. 10-7, I don't know, something like that. I'm telling you, they're going to be they'll be over 500. They will be over 500. I'm serious. I think what's his face? Judge kept us under 500. Just with dumb moves. We could have been 500. We could have been. All right, what do you guys got to say to wrap it up? Here's what we got going on. So, gentlemen, programming changes that are happening. We're going to be adding hopefully some sort of a card memorabilia show early in the week. Joey Paranormal's trying to figure out stuff on that. Then what we're gonna have is on Wednesdays we have the wrestling show. We may actually get a couple of the new guy Bams, which is Brendan. I allowed him to use his nickname now, Bams, but he's still a new guy Bams. So new guy Bams knows a couple of professional boxers locally. So I may do an extra show on a Wednesday that's more of a fight show to talk to them about, boxing and their matches and get into it with them. Cause I would love to pick their brains like professional boxers. Like, so we might add that show too. Thursday, there's going to be football just like it's always been from 7 to 8, but it will be the USFL focus. I mean, we'll probably end up talking some NFL stuff, but we got to get you ready for the USFL games of that weekend. And there's going to be 4 each week. So it'll be perfect for you to make some money by listening to us, right? Sundays, we've always got this show. And then tonight we have Paranormal. And in Paranormal tonight, we welcome, oh boy, where did I put it? I'm loving it. Let's see. Right there. We welcome. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for putting it so far up, buddy. Thanks, buddy. Look at this. Thanks, buddy. Here it is. We are welcoming an author, reverend, and near-death survivor, Pete Panagori. So that'll be tonight at 7 o'clock. Dude, we've been having some crazy shows in Paranormal. It's been a lot of fun. Got a lot of upcoming events. On May 14th, I will be hosting the Band She Fest. There will be about 8 bands playing from 12 to 7. And in between that, it'll be paranormal people giving presentations and taking questions. So I will be your MC host for that. I'm hoping Matt comes down and hangs out with me because I think seeing the two of us together will give us a little more music cred. And then Ray, the second week is the 21st on the USS Salem. That's a Paracon thing. There's going to be a lot of big names having tables. We'll be one of those big names having a table, legit paranormal. You're welcome to come sit with us on top of the USS Salem. It's going to be a beautiful day. But that wraps everything up. I can't wait to get into the USFL. I can't wait to get things going. I can't wait for the NFL draft, man. Things are good, guys. Live it to the fullest. You don't know how much time you have. Nothing's guaranteed. For Master Damas, for Brother Ray, it's me, it's Mike Lepre, King Mike L. This was Legit Fantasy Football, brought to you by legitpodcast.com. Also, check us out at http:// legitpodcast.airtime.pro. We will see you again soon.